Edge versus John Cena. Unforgiven 2006. CM Punk, Jeff Hardy, SummerSlam 2009. AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose at TLC 2016. And I don't need to mention the classics that put the ladder match and the TLC match on the map with the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian. TLC has quite the history to it, but I can't help, every time these gimmick pay-per-views come around, I can't help but think how watered down and unimportant these matches have become because we anticipate them in accordance to the calendar month that we're in. For example, TLC usually takes place in December. Hell in a Cell usually takes place September, October. It's been moved around and shuffled around a bit. I don't really like that. I never liked that. I feel like it takes away from the importance of the match. I feel like matches like this should be end-all, be-alls to feuds and should only be pulled out when it's of the utmost importance. This Sunday, WWE has a very important TLC match with three individuals in particular: Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Asuka. For the first time ever, the women are exploring a TLC match. For the first time ever, it will main event a WWE pay-per-view. WWE has the opportunity to do a few things here on Sunday night. It has the opportunity to make history. It has the opportunity to position itself early for WrestleMania. And the most important thing, gives WWE the opportunity to finally listen to the fucking fans. To finally do something right. In a day and age where WWE mocks you, and in the current state of WWE in which they don't care what the fans think of the shows, and the only thing that's important to them is them making money, WWE needs to listen to the audience on Sunday night. WWE needs to listen to the audience going into WrestleMania. WWE needs to do the right thing on Sunday night. Because for the sake of the story, Becky Lynch is your A-list Hollywood actor. She is the star of this film, and you need to give her the biggest role in this film. The supporting players are going to be cast by Ronda Rousey, and if WWE wants to include her, right now it's a toss-up 50-50, but I think we could all surmise where WWE wants to go with this. Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair could potentially be in the plans. She could potentially not be in the plans. We don't know. But a betting man in me thinks that WWE will not go and change their plans because of the fans, and that Charlotte Flair will be involved in the main event of WrestleMania by hook or by crook. She will be there. The A-list actor, Becky Lynch, needs to lose the SmackDown Live Women's Championship because that will be the role that will ultimately bring her the greatest success. Becky Lynch does not need the Women's Championship anymore. Becky Lynch does not need to stand atop the division as its champion. Do you want to know why? Because Becky Lynch not only is the best thing on WWE television, Becky Lynch is not only the one woman that we've looked upon to transcend an entire evolution. Finally, it starts to feel like an evolution. She's the one to do that. Becky Lynch is above the SmackDown Live Women's Championship because of everything that has happened through the voice of the people, through the unfortunate happenstance that WWE wanted to write her as a heel, but the fans refused to accept WWE's offer of Becky Lynch the heel. We have taken this, not in the same vein and not in the same substance like Daniel Bryan's Yes Movement, but we the fans have voiced our opinion about WWE's creative direction. Enough was enough. We don't want to boo Becky Lynch. We want to cheer Becky Lynch. We want to look at Becky Lynch and see her succeed. We want to be on the right side of Becky Lynch's history. I don't see how anybody wanted to boo Becky Lynch, because every time we look at Becky Lynch, we see ourselves, just like we've seen ourselves in Daniel Bryan. Becky Lynch needs to lose the title, whether it goes to Charlotte or whether it goes to Asuka. Becky Lynch needs to walk out of TLC without the title, because this will open her up to much grander things in the next calendar month. WWE and Nia Jax, and the situation with Nia Jax and the face breaker and the fact that Becky Lynch was taken out of the Survivor Series, that storyline needs to be finished. That storyline needs to have a conclusion. You cannot have a conclusion to that storyline if Becky and Nia Jax are on separate brands. The only battlefield that needs to take place in is the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble is going to be the conclusion of that little mini circumstance that happened with Nyah and Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, whether she wins the Royal Rumble by eliminating Nia Jax, or Becky Lynch and Nia Jax have a soul stare down in the middle of that Rumble match that brings everybody to a resounding ovation. That's what needs to happen. The end-all, be-all of this is Becky Lynch winning the Royal Rumble. I mentioned this last week on the podcast. WWE has two ways to go about this. We either get Charlotte versus Asuka 2 at WrestleMania, with Charlotte winning the title on Sunday night, Asuka winning the Elimination Chamber, and then we get Asuka and Charlotte 2 at WrestleMania. Or WWE goes about giving Asuka the World Championship, or the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, their World Championship. They give Asuka the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, and she has a fresh new opponent at WrestleMania. And Charlotte and Becky both are in the Royal Rumble, which gives the Royal Rumble unpredictability. And again, WWE's back to square one. Which side do you choose? WWE wants to choose Charlotte. We want Becky Lynch. I don't want this situation to occur, but it may be the one that WWE goes with, because A, it's unpredictable, and B, they want to please everybody. And there's no way that they can ignore Becky Lynch right now. Becky Lynch and Charlotte could possibly have a 1994 situation with Bret the Hitman Hart and Lex Luger, similar to what they did, where they both eliminate each other, because again, we have to go back to the integrity of the brand split. Rumors were circulating that Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair were going to have a showdown at the Royal Rumble. Charlotte could very well win the Women's Championship on Sunday night and go and challenge Ronda Rousey at the Royal Rumble. It doesn't make sense. WWE could do whatever they want, but it doesn't make sense. How are you going to script a storyline with one on Raw and the other on SmackDown and keep the integrity of the brand split? I'd rather them not do that. My ideal situation is not even have Charlotte Flair in the Royal Rumble and have her as the champion going into WrestleMania, giving Asuka the revenge win at WrestleMania, leaving the main event to Becky Lynch. What a lot of people don't want to admit is that Becky Lynch has single-handedly given real meaning to the women's evolution, where it's been watered down with rinse and repeat and forced initiative by WWE. Becky Lynch is the one thing that stands out amongst a political push for all the wrong reasons to get the women in the spotlight of WWE. Becky has transcended all of that and has given you a legit, real feeling that everything that the women are doing feels important. Most of the time when WWE has something staring them so perfectly right in the face, they always give you the what if. And they always change up plans, and they don't really strike while the iron is hot. I don't want to hear any of that this time around. This picture-perfect scenario is paving the way all the way to WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair does not deserve another WrestleMania moment. She does not deserve to share the spotlight with Becky Lynch. All because her name is Charlotte Flair, and all because WWE is pushing an initiative to have her tie her father's title reigns, as if nobody really knows that WWE has already fast-tracked that fake statistic to become a reality. We don't need that. This company is about WrestleMania moments. This company is about spotlighting huge WrestleMania moments and giving a WrestleMania moment to its performers. A WrestleMania moment for Becky Lynch is overdue and well-deserved. Charlotte has her WrestleMania moment. She beat Asuka's streak. I don't know what more of a moment you want. She was in the match with Becky and Sasha, but Charlotte ended up winning for the original Women's Championship that was unveiled for the first time. I don't know what more you need for Charlotte Flair. But you got to look at the reality of things. Is WWE going to cast one off in replace of the other? Are they going to replace Charlotte Flair with Becky Lynch? Because the fans have ultimately changed this entire direction of the storyline, and one injury to Becky Lynch has made her the most popular thing in all of WWE? Do you honestly think WWE is going to change their plans for all that? For poor old Charlotte Flair? No. I am no dummy. You have to look at the reality of all of it. That's why I would rather Charlotte win the championship and Asuka win the Elimination Chamber, and we get Charlotte and Asuka too, because realistically, from what we see on television and what we're bound to see on Sunday night, that story is far from being over. And who would complain about another Charlotte versus Asuka match to build off what we've been given already at WrestleMania? Leave the spotlight to Becky Lynch. The women's main event should be a WrestleMania moment for Becky Lynch. The WrestleMania moment of main eventing WrestleMania, the first time the women have ever done that. Beating Ronda Rousey and becoming the Raw Women's Champion, overcoming all adversity. You have a Bryan, semi-Daniel Bryan moment waiting to happen at WrestleMania. This is staring you right in the face. Don't fuck it up. Becky Lynch loses the championship on Sunday in the unpredictable TLC match. Whether Ronda gets involved, whether Nyah gets involved, or whether it's just a complete clusterfuck, I don't care. The unpredictability of a TLC match should be the ultimate opportunity to take that title off of Becky Lynch. Asuka wins the Elimination Chamber while Becky Lynch wins the Royal Rumble. You got both of your women's main events for WrestleMania already set in stone. Becky versus Ronda for the Raw Women's Championship, and Charlotte versus Asuka for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. WWE, I urge you, do the right thing. You fucked up with Roman Reigns. You fucked up with Braun Strowman. You didn't strike while the iron was hot with either one of those guys to turn Roman heel or give Braun Strowman the Universal Championship. It's too little, too late for both of those guys. Don't let the same thing happen to Becky Lynch. Do what is right. And before I end this cold open, I have to say, everybody's predicting Becky Lynch to lose the championship on Sunday night. Does WWE give us a swerve, or does WWE stick to the plan and do what is right? Because a lot of people are predicting Becky Lynch to lose that title, and we all know that WWE does not like to listen to the fucking fans. If the fans have an inside scoop as to what is going on, they will do everything in their power to make sure that things don't go the way the fans expect them to go. Becky Lynch could walk out the SmackDown Live Women's Champion, for all we know, and Charlotte could win the Royal Rumble. And we get Charlotte versus Ronda, and Becky doesn't get a WrestleMania main event. I wouldn't put it past these people. That variable needs to be discussed as well. Do the right thing. You got history waiting for you on Sunday night. That history is going to lead you to the Royal Rumble, and the Royal Rumble is going to lead you to WrestleMania. This story is writing itself. You don't need Vince. You don't need a creative writer. Let the pen just land where it may. The fans are writing it for you. You don't need to overdo anything. Simple as best. Do what is right. Becky needs to walk out titleless and proclaim herself a Royal Rumble entrant with her standing tall in the Royal Rumble. WrestleMania, here we come for Becky Lynch. This is Off the Script, episode 252, part number 2. Everything you need to know right before TLC preview and predictions right here on Off the Script. Off this shitty fucking product by coming on here and speaking the fucking goddamn truth about this fucking filth. I can book a better show taking a fucking dump after eating my fucking Chipotle chorizo with extra cheese. I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say. Have I ever? Of course not.
WWE is great, man. Fuck you, Japan, and Kenny Omega, Okada. Delete! Ooh, what is it, man? Can I suck your dick? Ooh, what is it, man?
And this is the #1 fucking podcast right here on YouTube.com. This is Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the podcast. It's episode 252, part number 2 of Off the Script. It is your TLC preview and predictions episode, man. We're going to go over everything today right here on the podcast. I got the spoilers. There will be some spoilers, I think, if you want to consider them spoilers, for the Mix Match Challenge at TLC, as if anybody fucking cares. I got news on Braun Strowman. Is he going to be at TLC? WWE reportedly doesn't want Bayley performing at TLC for whatever reason. And TLC could include some very controversial finishes. We're going to go over all that today right here on the podcast, man. If you missed part 1 of this very show, we went over WrestleMania talk and WrestleMania rumors coming out of the Barn Burners Fired Up podcast. So if you guys missed any of that, penciled in for WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels versus Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles versus Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio versus either Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, or Andrade Cien Almas. So make sure you guys go and check that out. There's even news in there about Triple H. Is he or is he not still penciled in for a match against Batista at WrestleMania, man? So go and check all that out. Link will be in the annotation that you see in the top right corner of your screen. And if you guys want to check out anything else that I did this week, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, even did some Black Ops 4 YouTube premiering on Thursday, hour and a half of the Road to Prestige in Black Ops 4, if that is your type of thing. It's all there, man. The best in wrestling and gaming content right here on YouTube, man. So thank you guys so very much for all that. Listen. You guys have been skimping on the likes lately, okay? You guys have been skimping on the likes. I am wanting you guys to do me one favor, okay? Please, listen to me. I want to see the power of this show, man. Let's get this show at 2,500 likes. If you're watching, hit that thumbs up. If you don't like me for whatever reason, fuck it. Leave a thumbs down, whatever the case may be, man. But hit that thumbs up. If you're here and a fan of the show, I know there's going to be 2,500 of you watching. Hit that thumbs up, man. Let's see that 2,500 thumbs up ratio when we end the weekend here on part 2 of Off the Script. I want to thank everybody for showing support, man, for the JD Club design, available now on bonfire.com. You guys have less than a week to get this in your possessions, man. They opened up the campaign again after it ended. We had 8 days originally with the original campaign. It sold so well that they relaunched it because they want you guys to get this t-shirt, man. I told them, listen, I didn't really want to open it up, but I'm going to leave it open for those who did not get their original design. I want as many people to get their hands on this shirt as possible, man. So it's the Holiday 2018 JD Club t-shirt, $22.99. We're sponsored by bonfire.com for this campaign. You guys got 5 colors. If you guys remember, the Team JD design only came in one color, which is the one you see there, the black and the white. Then we launched it for a special edition gold foil t-shirt, which was great, through Teespring. And now you guys have 5 different colors, man. Black, gray, blue, pink, and red. So you guys can go out and support, man. If you guys want a t-shirt for yourself, link will be down in the comment section, pinned at the very top of the comment section. That's where you're going to go, and that's where the link will be to go get your very own JD Club t-shirt, man. I know it's not the most original design, but listen, my boy Blinded Fate, if you're listening, what's up, bro? He designed it as a thank you for what I do here on the podcast, and that is his design, man. I know it's not, like I said, the most original design, but you got the Bullet Club-inspired logo with the City of New York in the background and the crossing beer bottles instead of the guns right there, signifying that you are a member of the JD Club, because We're from the greatest city in the world sometimes, and we love our cold beverages, man. So go get yours today on bonfire.com. Barbershop Window is the home of the official Off the Script online store. 18 designs in total, the best. And when I mean best, man, we're Chris Jericho, the best in the world of what we do. We're like CM Punk, we're the best in the world. Okay? This is the Kenny Omega of online podcast merchandise stores. Believe me. These are designed by legit artists. They are full-colored, full-fledged designs, 18 in total, and you guys can go get the 100K, the 100,000 subscriber t-shirt, which is sold exclusively on barbershopwindow.com, man. It's barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. You guys can even save some money, 10% off, using code BSHOP10 for 10% off all your purchases, man. So please go and do that if you want to support the show. Harry's is the official sponsor of the show, man, and Harry's has been such a great friend of the show that they are the official sponsor for 2018 and all of 2019, man. Harrys.com/script. Go and get your free trial today, man. This is the best shave that you will have, guaranteed, or your money back, man. Please believe me about Harry's. Harry's is offering everybody listening to this show a free trial. And what you're going to get is 3 colors to choose from. You have the option to choose your color. And you're going to choose either the navy blue, the orange, or the evergreen. I have all 3 because why the fuck not? It's great. And I could switch colors for the weeks that I use it. I love it. So you guys actually have the choice to choose whatever color you want. You're going to get a razor blade on top of that. Also, a 2-ounce foaming shave gel bottle, which soothes, hydrates, and smells fantastic. And you guys are going to get a travel case as well to protect your blade, man. The blades are fantastic. Everything you need for a close shave. Sharp, durable. It's got a flex hinge, lubricating strip, and a precision trimmer for your sideburns, man, which is absolutely a must for me because I cannot live without my sideburns, man. And you guys are going to have the best shave of your life, guaranteed, man. Believe me. Harrys.com/script. I would never tell you guys about anything that I don't use. And the product is so good, man. If I stamp my name to it, you know it's the real deal, man. Harrys.com/script for your free trial. Also, they're giving you guys $5 off the holiday gift set. And they come in 2 different versions, 35 and 25. You guys can save $5 off on that as well if you go to harrys.com/script. Free trial and $5 off a holiday gift set for your pops. That's a damn good deal if you ask me, man. So please go and support with Harry's. Social media, follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for notifications. Follow me on Twitter is a must. If you guys don't have a Twitter, make one. It takes seconds because it's the best way to be notified of everything that I do right here on the podcast. And if you guys want to support through Patreon, patreon.com/JD from NY206. I've been uploading, and I'm going to continue uploading the Monday Night Raw, Smackdown, and NXT reviews in audio form for you guys who want to take it on the road with you. It's easy to download, so those are going to be available there. I do not upload those to iTunes, so you guys are getting a nice little cherry on top of the cake there. And obviously, Off the Script is going to be uploaded early all weekend for you guys in both video and audio format, man. So thank you guys so very much for everyone who's supporting via patreon.com/JD from NY206. Let's get into this TLC nonsense, man. We're going to start off with WWE potentially finishing TLC with some controversial finishes. Now, WWE TLC is this Sunday. The review will be on the channel immediately after the show goes off the air. There are some interesting matches on the card. Some of those storylines might result in bigger angles down the line. Others might even branch off to create situations that help allow WrestleMania to become a reality next year. Now, Bryan Alvarez ran through the upcoming WWE TLC card on the Wrestling Observer Live this week, where he gave his insight on how WWE is likely to book the upcoming pay-per-view event. Some of his predictions might result in rather unhappy fans when all is said and done, but it could be essential to keep WWE's plan going after everything had to be switched around following Roman Reigns' leukemia announcement. He says, and I quote, "Here are my predictions for TLC. Everybody, after watching Raw this week, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose match for the Intercontinental title, I think there's a pretty good chance that Dean wins the belt. I think there's a pretty good chance that happens. Why? Seth just won a TLC match on Raw." I look at it the way they book when I say these things here. Corbin, Strowman. Everybody thinks that Braun Strowman is going to destroy Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin will be removed as the GM, and Braun Strowman's going to get a championship match at the Royal Rumble. Obviously, it is going to be Braun versus Brock at the Rumble. They don't have to announce that on December 16th, okay? The Royal Rumble is not until another 6 weeks. What are you going to do for 6 weeks of television if you've already built up Braun as champion? I think one other way or another, Baron Corbin's winning. Baron Corbin will become the permanent GM of Raw, so get ready, everybody. And Braun Strowman's going to find some other way to get the championship match at the Royal Rumble over the next 6 weeks, of course. And he will be getting his title match one way or another. That's what I think is happening here. End quote. It was noted that WWE could always pull the plug on Baron Corbin as an authority figure because it hasn't turned into the ratings draw that they had hoped. I don't know why they would even think Baron Corbin would be a ratings draw. Nothing on Raw is a ratings draw. A ratings draw will occur when you drastically change the program. But him losing in a TLC match and getting buried on Raw, I just look at it how they book, and I don't think that's going to happen. End quote. It was also said that Ronda Rousey should beat Nyah Jax. Alvarez noted, and I quote, "I think it would be idiotic to do anything else." Ronda Rousey is unequivocally winning that match. There's not even a fucking issue on that. He continues on. Daniel Bryan beats AJ Styles. There was a reason they took the title off AJ. A lot of reasons, actually. I think Daniel Bryan is going to remain champ. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Asuka in TLC, I think is going to be the main event closing the show. And I think Asuka wins. I think Becky and Charlotte, neither of them are champion. They both have to find out some way to get to Ronda Rousey. Drew beats Finn. Elias beats Bobby Trashley. I was going to say Lashley. He's not Lashley in this realm, okay? He's not Lashley in this portion of the wrestling landscape. He is Trashley here. So let me repeat that. Drew beats Finn. Elias beats Bobby Trashley. Oh, and it's a ladder match. A guitar on a pole ladder match. Elias beats the guy. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Triple threat Smackdown match for the tag team titles. Doesn't matter. New Day Usos. Doesn't matter. Natalya. This is Bryan Alvarez talking, by the way. It's like he's my spirit child. I don't give a shit. Who cares? Natalya, Ruby Riot in a tables match. I presume Natalya gets revenge. It's WWE, so they could always just go with the heat. Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander. I presume Buddy Murphy wins. End quote. It was noted that so far we have 11 matches. 11 matches for TLC with the possibility of another match being added, making it 12. So the one thing that could especially be controversial is if Asuka wins the SmackDown title, Becky Lynch fans might not be okay with seeing the man drop her title, even if it makes a match with Ronda Rousey a possibility. Fans might also be turned off to the idea of Dean Ambrose walking away with the IC title, especially if Roman Reigns and the references of Roman continue. So only time will tell how WWE books Sunday's pay-per-view, but according to Alvarez, he's got things pretty much figured out. None of this is controversial to me. None of it. Now, WWE doing the controversial thing would have Becky walk out the championship. That, to me, is controversial because they might be going in the wrong direction if Becky walks out the champion. Becky needs to lose the championship. A lot of people, I mentioned in the open, a lot of people are thinking Becky's going to lose the championship. Don't put it past WWE to change the script up and give you something that you are not expecting. Becky walking out the loser in that match is expected. They could give it to Asuka, they could give it to Charlotte, but we went over literally every aspect of what could be if Asuka or Charlotte win that match. If Asuka wins the championship, then Charlotte and Becky are probably going to have, I don't even mean probably, 100% going to have a showdown in the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble may actually come down to be both Charlotte and Becky in the end. Yes, it's predictable going in, but you don't know who's going to win it. That's where WWE comes in with the unpredictability. They have that in their back pocket if they want to do that. But that also means that Charlotte's going to be in the main event with Becky at WrestleMania, and we don't want that. Now, if Charlotte wins the title, then she more than likely can't be factored into the main event of WrestleMania with Ronda and Becky. She'll probably have to go through Asuka again, which I don't think anybody's going to mind that. Give the main event and the Rumble to Becky Lynch. You know, there's this thing where the Rumble is the Rumble. Everybody gets excited for the Rumble, but in the end, does the Rumble really mean anything? WWE has made absolutely no attempt to keep the prestige of the Royal Rumble intact. The winners of the Royal Rumble usually go on to main event WrestleMania, and they are the next in line to be atop the mountain. Nakamura won the Royal Rumble. What happened? He lost at WrestleMania. Asuka won the Royal Rumble. What happened? She lost at WrestleMania. Can we have a Royal Rumble winner go into WrestleMania this year with the fucking hopes of main eventing WrestleMania and legitimately walk out with a fucking WrestleMania moment? Seriously. That's what I think the perfect scenario is here. But with Alvarez, I don't see any of these being controversial. Now, Baron Corbin being the GM of Monday Night Raw, I don't really like that at all. I don't really like that whatsoever. And there's actually news on Braun Strowman. He is likely to not compete at TLC. Now, this could be a red herring. This could be WWE, filling in the dirt sheets with what they want them to think. But when we get to Sunday, Braun Strowman's going to be there and ready to go, and he's going to oust Baron Corbin as the GM. But just this little tidbit here. Braun Strowman, we all know, is out with a suffering elbow injury. He needed to clean bone spurs or bone chips in his elbow. Now, we've been hearing that Braun is not going to be 100%. We don't know if he's going to be there or if he's going to wrestle with one arm. We don't know. But WrestleVotes reported today. It's Thursday I'm recording this for Saturday because I got House of Glory on Saturday. So I'm getting everything out a day early. So on Thursday, they reported that Strowman is not likely to be cleared by Sunday's pay-per-view. John Cena. No, he's not filling in for Braun Strowman. But John Cena is actually filling in for Braun Strowman during WWE's holiday tour because they need someone very badly with a big name to sell tickets. Strowman will be on the tour, but he won't be wrestling. Therefore, as WrestleVotes pointed out, it's very hard to imagine he'll be working a table, ladders, and chairs match on Sunday. This is what they say, and I quote via Twitter. Back to news, I'm hearing Braun Strowman is still not likely to compete Sunday at TLC, so much so that the holiday tours John Cena will wrestle in his place. Strowman will still appear at the holiday tour shows, just won't work. So I can't see him working a TLC match. And these guys, WrestleVotes, have broken some stories throughout the calendar year. So I would take what they say as semi-serious. So we'll see what happens on Sunday. If I'm WWE, I'm not risking Braun Strowman to further injure himself at TLC. Come up with something. NXT did it with Aleister Black. When Aleister Black went down with injury, use your creativity. That's why you were given a job as a creative writer. So let's see what WWE can muster up there with the TLC on Sunday night between Corbin and Braun Strowman. Moving on, man. Possible spoiler for the Mix Match Challenge at TLC. The WWE Mix Match Challenge is in the second season of the series. I have not watched one fucking night of the Mix Match Challenge this year. So much for my interest in this garbage. The winning team will not only receive a vacation, they will also be placed into the coveted final entry spot in their respective Royal Rumble matches. This is even more interesting considering the fact that the finals will take place at the TLC event on December 16th. The only issue is that WWE's booked themselves into a corner. Well, what else is new? WWE's booking themselves into corners almost all the time. Jinder Mahal, the modern-day Phil Uraha. Jinder Mahal. Remember him? WWE champion who single-handedly fucking crippled SmackDown Live in 2017? Yeah, that guy. And Alicia Fox, another irrelevant, will face Finn Balor and Bayley on the Raw side, while The Miz and Asuka will face R-Truth and Carmela for the SmackDown Live brand in the semifinals to determine who will be wrestling at the TLC in the final match. Now, obviously, that happened on Tuesday. R-Truth and Carmela will go 2-on-2 against Jinder and Alicia Fox. Fox. I don't believe all these irrelevants got pay-per-view matches, but I like R-Truth. And Carmela seems to be a little bit more cringe-less in her role with R-Truth. Now, Balor, we have news on Balor. He's ill. And he's already booked for a match with Drew McIntyre, so they're going to have him do double duty? That doesn't make sense. They booked themselves into a fucking corner. This is the fucking logic of this company. Well, Balor and Bayley are in the Mixed Match Challenge, but we're going to go ahead and book Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor in a meaningless feud. So clearly Finn Balor and Bayley, making it predictable, are not going to win the Mixed Match Challenge. So it's going to be interesting to see how WWE books the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge between Alicia Fox and Jinder Mahal versus R-Truth and Carmela. The Miz and Asuka's team is already crumbling, or they were crumbling. They're no more. As The Miz said, he doesn't trust Asuka anymore, and this has caused her to give him a chop, a devastating one at that. So only time will tell what will go down between now and December 16th. Clearly, like I mentioned, it's Jinder and Alicia Fox versus R-Truth and Carmela. So WWE kind of booked themselves into a corner before the TLC even came to us on Sunday night. Speaking of the Mixed Match Challenge, WWE didn't even want Bayley competing at TLC. And I read this report before I actually hit record, and I'm still scratching my head over why. And me not understanding where they're coming from. Maybe I read the report wrong, but we'll read it together here. Now, Finn Balor was pulled from a WWE tour of South Africa recently, and then he was taken out of the Mixed Match Challenge due to illness. At the same time, he was booked for a match against Drew McIntyre at TLC. The fact that Balor was pulled from the Mixed Match Challenge might cause some fans to think that WWE didn't want him to work double duty during the event. However, the Wrestling Observer newsletter mentioned something very interesting about the reason why his team would have likely lost anyway. It's not because they didn't want Balor working double duty, it was because of something else. WWE TLC is in San Jose, California this Sunday, which is Bayley's hometown. Since losing the Mixed Match Challenge match, it looks like the hugger, Bayley, is off the card as of now. It was noted that Bayley and Balor were expected to lose their match because they didn't want Bayley competing in her hometown because that would have gotten over with the fans. It's interesting that WWE didn't just book Apollo Crews to assist Bayley in winning anyway, but that's Vince McMahon. Let me reiterate this because I'm still just befuddled over what I just read. They didn't want Bayley competing in her hometown because that would have gotten over with the fans? I mean, I don't understand this. Isn't Bayley a babyface? Of course she was going to receive a hometown reaction, so what the fuck is so wrong with that? I don't understand, A, this logic, B, why there is such a negative in this company when it comes to Bayley. I don't understand it. Poor Bayley. I mean, how do you fuck that up? Look at this woman's career on Monday Night Raw. Do you not think she needs a refresh on SmackDown Live? I mean, SmackDown Live is no better and it's taken up by Becky and Charlotte, but my God, everybody that goes to Raw is just dying a miserable death. How do you fuck Bayley up coming up from NXT? This was a woman that they were touting as the next female John Cena. I don't understand it. Bayley was granting more Make-A-Wishes than anybody else in that company outside John Cena. And this is the end result of poor Miss Bayley's hard work. They didn't want Bayley getting over with the fans competing in her hometown. If that doesn't spell negative surrounding Bayley and her character and her position in the company, I don't know what else does. Or maybe Dave Meltzer's on fucking some type of medication, man, because that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But hey, it's Vince McMahon. I would not put it past him. But that's what I have here. That's what I have here. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is indeed, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get into the TLC match card preview and predictions, I got to shout out my other official sponsor of the show, man. Audible's been with me and Off the Script for 2 years. They are compatible with iPhone and Android devices, and they have over 200,000 audiobooks to choose from, and they are the leader in the audiobook realm. So you're going to go to audibletrial.com/offthescript. You're going to go through the sign-up process, and you're going to get 30 days free of Audible service on the house, man. Plus, here's the best part about it. not only are you going to get 30 days, but you're going to get a free audiobook of your choice. And like I said, you got over 200,000 choices to choose from, a lot of which are wrestling related, like you see there, man. That's just some of the options that you got. But whatever genre you want, man, sports, cooking, politics, science fiction, fantasy, romance, drama, all on there, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Great way to support the show for absolutely doing nothing and getting something for free, man. Thank you guys so very much for your support on everything that I do here, right here on Off the Script. We're going to hit this preview and predictions, man. Let's go over this match card. I'm going to start off at the bottom, work my way up to the top. Pulled up the match card listing here. First thing I see is Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton for nothing. It was supposed to be, rumored to be, a hair versus mask match. Thank God that didn't go according to plan there, per the rumors. But this will indeed be a chairs match. Now, this is pretty self-explanatory. Randy Orton's been a nightmare to Rey Mysterio with the steel chair. And it was only one thing that it could have been, a chairs match. So this is what we're getting. I'm intrigued by this match simply because of Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton and what they could do with a steel chair. Now, Randy Orton is psychotic, he's vicious, he's unpredictable. Who the fuck knows what he's going to do with a steel chair? Rey Mysterio, he's a high flyer, he's a luchador. Who knows what he could do with a steel chair? We could see some innovative moves with that steel chair on Sunday night. Another thing here is, how much is the Rey Mysterio character going to factor into this new renewed push of Randy Orton? He seems to kind of be a little legend killerish, because he did mention that he's going to take down all of our idols. And Randy Orton is right now eyeing Rey Mysterio. He's taken down Jeff Hardy. He is eyeing Rey Mysterio. And the rumor, like I talked about on part 1, there is a match penciled in for Randy Orton at WrestleMania with AJ Styles. Could be for the WWE Championship. It could not be for the WWE Championship. We don't know. We're going to have to wait and see what happens after the Royal Rumble. But that match on the grand stage does really interest me for a title or no title, But Randy Orton, he's been the one character on SmackDown Live that's been booked consistently well as a heel. And I honestly think that Randy Orton here should get the win over Rey Mysterio. I really do. I don't think Randy Orton should be losing matches in this current gimmick that he's in, because it honestly would take away. Rey Mysterio is back because he's there to put over other talent. Yeah, he's going to give us the fantasy matches and the dream matches that we all want to see, but does Rey Mysterio really need to win anything? And a loss to Randy Orton, is that going to stop Rey Mysterio's momentum whatsoever? No. I would rather them be consistent and remain consistent with Randy Orton here going into the Royal Rumble. Randy Orton wins at TLC in this chairs match with Rey Mysterio. That is my prediction there. Buddy Murphy, the Cruiserweight Champion, one of my favorites in all of WWE, man. I love the story of Buddy Murphy, and I love the rise that he has taken to superstardom here in the company, man. He's the Cruiserweight Champion. He's going one-on-one with Cedric Alexander. This is not the first time that these two have went one-on-one. This is a rematch of sorts. Buddy Murphy took the title from Cedric Alexander. I am going with Buddy Murphy here, man, because I can't see them give him the title and immediately take him away. He's really done only very little with the championship. And right now, I've said this about countless others, and I'm not going to stray from that. Buddy Murphy is the absolute best on that show. There's no way you're going to take the title off the absolute best at what he does in that division. Until someone comes along and proves to me that they're better than Buddy Murphy or has stepped up enough to challenge Buddy Murphy to take the title off of him, we don't get that feeling that Buddy Murphy is ready to drop that title, even if it's Cedric Alexander. I'm going with Buddy Murphy here, man. He's going to get the clean win, and it's going to be a great match, and hopefully it's not on the pre-show, and we get this match on the main card. They did it at Survivor Series. We got the Cruiserweight Championship match at Survivor Series. And I want to see this happen again at TLC, and that should be a mainstay on the main shows. Because if Lio Rush can be competing with Elias on Monday Night Raw, if Mustafa Ali can show up on SmackDown Live and compete with Daniel Bryan, I'm hoping that this is opening doors for the Cruiserweights to kind of bleed on in to the main roster shows. Maybe they get featured on the main roster shows, 205 Live gets featured on Raw or SmackDown, or they could use this as a catalyst to hopefully get promoted, because nobody wants to be 205 pounds or under to to compete on 205 Live on the WWE Network. I could see Buddy Murphy on Raw or SmackDown. I could see Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, Hideo Itami, any one of those guys compete on Raw or SmackDown. Hopefully what Mustafa Ali did on Tuesday, whether it made sense or not, whether it was illogical or not, you know, I hope that it did open doors for the cruiserweights to not only work to achieve something, to get off 205 Live, but I hope that we start seeing a little bit more importance come to the cruiserweights after this rebranding that Triple H has bestowed upon them on Wednesday nights, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. So Buddy Murphy's going to beat Cedric Alexander here to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. Natalya versus Ruby Riot in a tables match. See, this is why, you know, I mentioned in the cold open of the show, these gimmick pay-per-views need to go, man. Who cares? Realistically, who cares about a chairs match? Who cares about a tables match? It should be down to a TLC match. That is it. If WWE wanted to go with a TLC match with the women in the main event, Asuka, Charlotte, and Becky, and give me one other random ladder match, I would have been fine with that. But we got to get a chairs match. We got to get a tables match. It's just so fucking cringe and childish. Honest, a tables match? For a feud that really means nothing to anybody. Like, who benefits from this? Why are they even feuding? I don't know. I really don't know. Natalya versus Ruby Riot. Why is this match happening? Well, Sasha Banks and Bayley were feuding with the Riot Squad pretty much all year. Natalya got thrown into that. And here we are. Now Sasha and Bayley are off doing their promoting for the Women's Tag Team Championships that have yet to be announced. And Natalya now is feuding with Ruby Riot. It's pretty much the Riot Squad is getting the leftovers of Team Sasha and Bayley. So here's Natalya. She's the leftovers. Ruby Riot came out on Monday Night Raw with a table that she has promised to use on Sunday night, with a table that has an image of Natalya's father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Now, I didn't like this because if we can't talk about Roman and his leukemia, then we should not be talking about dead relatives, and in this case, Natalya's dead father. It's classless, it's tasteless, and it's fucking stupid. Okay? If we can't talk about Roman and his leukemia treatment, or, you know, the fact that Dean Ambrose mentioned, well, now Roman Reigns has to pay the price to the big man upstairs. Ooh, what a bad line. But it's all right to desecrate tables with Natalya's dead father on it, right? Now, granted, Natalya probably gave the okay to this, and she wants to honor Jim the Anvil Neidhart. That's why I see her winning this match. Jeff Hardy did the same thing on Tuesday nights with Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is making fun and bringing an issue about Jeff Hardy's alcoholism, right? His recent DUI addressed issue, and the fact that he was a past drug abuser. All bringing that to light. Jeff Hardy probably had to give the okay to that. Now, if he didn't, and WWE is going to do this per storyline just to generate cheap heat, it's pretty lame. But I guarantee you Natalya gave the okay. Guarantee you Jeff Hardy gave the okay to Samoa Joe on SmackDown Live. I just don't think it's necessary, because what it does is it's cheap writing. It's lazy, uncreative writing. That means to me WWE can't come up with things on their own. They got to resort to the easy way out. The fuck are you a creative writer for? Yes, I know Ruby Riot is a heel, and heels will do this type of stuff. But this type of situation should have only been brought out if it's a real blood feud, if it's meaning more than what we're getting now, maybe for championship. This feud means nothing. You're using the name of a dead father for Natalya and Ruby Riot. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Really? That's lame. Any recent passings or family passings or something close to the family like that should be kept off TV unless it's something that is needed to take a feud that is already being written well, creatively, to the next level. Do you see where I'm coming from? People want to pinpoint, oh, JD don't know what he's talking about. That's my belief. I wouldn't do it that way. I've been watching this product for over 30 years. Who the fuck are you to tell me what I know is wrong or right? Would you do that? I know I wouldn't. It's not needed. Now, Ruby Riot's been torturing Natalya. There's only one way out here. Natalya's going to get the win. She's going to get the revenge for the table. She's going to get the revenge for the glasses. Simple as that. Natalya is going to beat Ruby Riot here at TLC. The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus. They just don't set the bar. They are the bar, right? Well, Justin LaBar got them to do his opening to Wrestling Reality. He's just not the Bar, he is the Bar. Cheesy, but I guess it's cool, right? The Bar versus the New Day, Big E, Kofi Kingston, or Xavier Woods, whichever combination of the New Day we get, versus the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso, who very well may be one of the best tag teams in all of the world, not just the WWE. This may be a sleeper match, to be quite honest with you. My only gripe here with this is, it's the same 3 fucking teams vying over the tag team titles on SmackDown Live. How about we start building up some other teams, or call up a team from NXT to possibly add some new faces and some fresh blood to the mix? Is it so difficult? I don't understand why it's the same teams over and over and over again, and then this is the same company that wants to institute women's tag team championships, when you can't even book the fucking tag team championships on Raw or SmackDown, for that matter, the right way with the men. Now, the Bar, listen, I think Sheamus and Cesaro are a great tag team, don't get me wrong. I am not nailing them or zinging them with negative comments here for no reason, but I honestly think the Bar have done everything that they can with the tag team championships. When I look at tag teams who should be head above shoulders everybody else in that division, when I look at 2 guys who I want to be the standard bearers for a tag team division, with a new team to come on up and learn and be molded in the same way as that team, I look at the Usos. The Bar is pretty much boring. They've done everything that they can here. You know? They've done everything that they can. And they lost to the AOP at Survivor Series. So what is there else for them to do here? The New Day have seen their day. I mean, it's boring. If the New Day get the tag team championships again, my God, the amount of boredom we're about to see. And I'm over the New Day, really. The fucking pancake shit and all this other cheesy garbage that they do, I'm over it. The Usos have, night in and night out, every time they're in the ring, every time they're on the microphone, they excel. Everything that they do it great. They are still the best tag team in WWE. The Bar is nowhere even close to the Usos, and they are good in their own right. I'm going with the Usos. I'm going with the Usos regaining the tag team championships on SmackDown Live. Elias versus Bobby Trashley. Not Lashley, Trashley, okay? He's not named Bobby Lashley in this realm. Bobby Trashley. He's a walking trash can with a fucking headband. Okay? This apparently is a ladder match. The rules of this match are simple, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why this is a fucking ladder match. I could tell you why it's a ladder match, because this feud and match generates 0 interest. I mean, you couldn't fucking generate an interest from anybody watching this show with these 2 fucking guys in the ring together. I don't understand why this is happening. So they're like, okay, we'll just put a ladder match asterisk next to this, and then we'll take it a step further and add the cheesiness to it. Well, there's not going to be a contract. It's not for a championship or anything like that. We're going to hang a guitar on a string or a rope above the ladder, and a guitar will be suspended above the ring, and the first to retrieve it can use it as a weapon. Really? How does this make any logical sense? Seriously. So you're going to climb an object to get another object. And the object that you're climbing is far more devastating than the object that you're going to retrieve. Now, if the winner was the guy who was nailed with the guitar, then that's a different story. But no, ladies and gentlemen, don't expect WWE to make this logical. The winner will be crowned via pinfall or submission. So you're really going through all the effort to grab a guitar and have it mean nothing. I don't know what to say. Yet I'm the negative one. Yet I'm the fucking guy everybody wants to make fucking YouTube videos about, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. Can you please explain this to me? Am I losing my fucking mind? Or am I sitting here like a normal human being discussing normal situations that should be in WWE? And you know what? People won't even realize that. Oh, look, it's a ladder match. Oh, look at Elias and Bobby Lashley. What are you climbing the ladder for? What are you climbing the ladder for? The ladder is one of the most devastating weapons that one could wield in a wrestling match. And you're climbing a weapon to retrieve something that has no value to the match. Trashley will be taken out to the garbage. Elias is going to win. I don't know. I just don't know. I really, really, really don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Please, someone spare me this fucking headache. You got some Excedrin, you got some Advil, please. Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre. Got some news here. We're going to get into the matches, and then these matches are going to have accompanying news to them, because this is what I do here. Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre. Now, Finn Balor, I don't even know if he's going to be there. I don't know if this is going to be axed from the show. It might happen on Monday Night Raw instead. Probably better off for both of them, to be honest with you. But Balor is out due to illness and not injury. PW Insider reported that Balor wasn't injured. He's actually suffering from an illness. Now, we hope that he gets better, and we hope that he somehow ends up on SmackDown Live, because he has been far too ruined on Monday Night Raw, but that's a different story. Balor was also pulled from the December 26th MSG show for some reason, around the same time that he was sent home from WWE's recent tour, so that's maybe a sign that something else is up with him, Mike Johnson noted on PW Insider Elite Audio. This match might not happen. At the same time, he is still scheduled to be competing at TLC on Sunday against Drew McIntyre, because it is believed he will be cleared by then. If he is cleared, I'm going with Drew McIntyre, clearly. I'm going with Drew McIntyre. Balor is too far gone. He factors into nothing, and that is that. I don't have anything else to add on top of that. The guy has been fucking ruined on Monday Night Raw. Again, he's like Bayley. I don't know how you ruin this guy's gimmick coming up from NXT. The guy had character, charisma, and a must-see attraction or mystique about him in NXT. On Monday Night Raw, the guy's nothing but a fucking walking toothpaste ad. Yeah, you know, the guy's better off. You know what would make him a real attractive act on Monday Night Raw? The fact that he does come out with a fucking dancing mouthwash and a dancing toothpaste and a dancing fucking toothbrush. Maybe get some fucking floss in there. They could be the new fucking Balor Club. The Cavity Club. You fucking idiots. How do you fuck that up? Guy comes out dressed as a fucking cool-looking demon when he defends what's most important to him. Now he comes out and all we see is fucking crotch shots by Kevin Dunn with that passing fucking camera angle. Either Kevin Dunn is fucking gay or WWE really has it in for Finn Balor. I don't know. You loved him in NXT. You're not going to love him on Monday Night Raw because she doesn't like... Fuck out of here, man. Drew McIntyre trashes Dolph Ziggler on WWE.com. This was pretty cool. I felt this was newsworthy. Drew McIntyre was asked for a comment about what type of message he was sending by beating Dolph Ziggler. Now, WWE fast-tracked this feud. It could have been something nice, and they made it mean absolutely nothing. Now, this match should be the match that's happening at the pay-per-view, to be honest with you, not Finn Balor. This should have been built and built and built, or should have been building towards TLC, right, after the split, because we all wondered where Drew McIntyre was and why he was teaming with Baron Corbin and Bobby Trashley. Dolph Ziggler seemed to be just completely missing with no explanation, and then WWE was like, oh, I remember that. We had Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler teaming up. Maybe we should tell this story. Yeah, fuck it. Just put him in a match and just end it. Really? So now we got some half-ass excuse from Drew McIntyre. What's his name? Dolph Ziggler beats Drew McIntyre on Raw thanks to Finn Balor. And then Drew McIntyre comes out the next week, this past Monday, and beats Dolph Ziggler. Dead. Completely dead. So he says, and I quote, I think it's as much what you want or what you should be asking rather than why. Everything I do with a purpose. Everyone knows my journey. Someone like Dolph Ziggler is fantastic. He's one of the greatest superstars here. But he's only ever been a part of WWE. He only knows WWE. He doesn't know what it's like outside of WWE. He doesn't know what it's like to fight with no guarantee on the table. He's fantastic. And there are some other guys who have been on journeys where they fight to get here and they get to be in the WWE. They're a part of the big WWE picture, the global juggernaut, and they forget what it's like to fight No one here was signed at 21, spent 8 years growing up being released because I deserved it. I was complacent, I was entitled, and I had to fight to get back here. Everything I do with purpose. I do for a reason. I'm better than everyone mentally, and I'm sure as hell better than everyone physically. Never ask me what again. What is it or why? Man, Drew McIntyre just fucking buried everybody. I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm going with Drew McIntyre if it is indeed the match with Finn Balor. Otherwise, it probably won't take place at this current time, probably on Monday Night Raw. And either way, Drew McIntyre is going to beat Finn Balor. Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Now, this is receiving a mixed bag of goodies with the wrestling population, man. Some people love Daniel Bryan's heel work. Some people don't like Daniel Bryan's heel work. I am one who loves it. He reminds me of a little bit of Tommaso Ciampa. He is a nasty bitch when he wants to be, and I just love the new attitude. The Yes Movement was dead. This was the only reason or the only way to get Daniel Bryan to seem a little bit more interesting, and WWE has succeeded. They don't succeed all the time, but they've succeeded here. Now, with Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, this is an interesting story, and I don't know where they go with this because WWE has a few little detours that they could take. On one hand, AJ Styles didn't want to be WWE champion anymore because he was burnt out. So he wanted to drop the title to Daniel Bryan, and that's what happened. Daniel Bryan was the WWE champion. We got the match with Brock Lesnar. It was a WrestleMania-like classic, and I loved every fucking second of it. They tied in the loss to Brock Lesnar, and they gave you an explanation as to why Daniel Bryan lost and why we were seeing this new Daniel Bryan. The Yes Movement's dead. Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of the old Daniel Bryan and beat the weakness out of the old Daniel Bryan. Now I'm the new Daniel Bryan, right? But with AJ Styles getting a rematch here, it opens up, like I said, a few detours. Now, with the announcement from the Barn Burners Fired Up podcast, they mentioned that AJ Styles and Randy Orton are penciled in for WrestleMania, as well as Shawn Michaels versus Daniel Bryan. This match could have direct implications on where they go with that. Does Daniel Bryan retain the title against AJ Styles and hold the title till WrestleMania? If he's definitely going one-on-one with Shawn Michaels, is it for the WWE Championship? I don't know. WWE can have fun with that. Shawn Michaels can win the WWE title and retire and then just drop the title and have an 8-man tournament for it. I think that would be a good idea if they wanted to do that, but I don't know how many people would be interested in that. Does AJ Styles win the title back and hold it till WrestleMania only to drop it to Randy Orton, who I could see as the WWE champion? Especially on this current heel run that he's on right now. I don't know. But the one thing that's staring me in the face is Daniel Bryan really didn't do anything with the title. He hasn't defended the title against anybody. He had one big match against Brock Lesnar, but I wouldn't say that you're going to give the title to Daniel Bryan only to take it off of him. So what do? I don't know. Daniel Bryan, in my eyes, is going to retain the WWE Championship. I don't think AJ Styles wants the responsibility of being the WWE Champion. I honestly think AJ Styles is at a point right now where he's coming up on free agency. His contract's coming up after WrestleMania, and he wants a big money deal, which he ultimately deserves. No question. I don't think anybody's going to argue the fact that AJ Styles deserves that type of money. AJ Styles wants a shorter schedule or a lighter schedule, a Randy Orton-like schedule, and he finds being with his family more important now than anything else, including championships, time on the road, and wrestling in that ring. He wants to wrestle because he can still do it, and he wants to do it for us, but he ultimately wants to be in a 50-50 split with the WWE. I want my time at home, but I'm going to give you everything I got, so give me what I want. So that's why I think Daniel Bryan's going to win the WWE Championship match at TLC, and he's going to retain the WWE title. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, you know? AJ's been off TV. AJ's made sporadic appearances here and saying that he's going to beat the new Daniel Bryan because he's the same old Daniel Bryan. Same old shit. You know, we've seen very little of AJ Styles in this feud. And Daniel Bryan's been doing a lot of work to build up this new character, to get the title, to mean something on him, to drop the side plates, to get everybody to boo him and hate him. The Yes Movement's dead. The old Daniel Bryan's dead. That's a lot of work to put the title on him and ultimately take it off of him. I'm going with Daniel Bryan here to retain the title at TLC. Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin. This is a tables, ladders, and chairs match, and this will be the ruling here in this match. If Strowman wins, he will receive a Universal Championship match at the Royal Rumble, and Corbin will be stripped of all authoritative power on Raw. If Corbin wins, he will become the full-time general manager of Raw. Now, I don't give a shit about any of these stipulations. We all knew that it was probably going to end up being Strowman and Lesnar at the Royal Rumble anyway. And even at that point, it's fucking a useless endeavor because they're not taking the title off of Brock Lesnar going into WrestleMania. It's a dumb business. It's a dummy business move to take the title of Brock Lesnar going into WrestleMania at the Royal Rumble. It's not. Braun Strowman's dead. I don't give a shit who Braun Strowman is to you or what you think of Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman is dead. They didn't strike while the iron was hot in 2017, and this is biting them in the ass now. He is not the man. He's not the guy for Raw. He's not the guy who's going to sit atop the throne in WWE or on Raw, period. Braun Strowman is nothing but a novelty giant act who likes to destroy things and is big. That's all he is. There's nothing attractive about Braun Strowman. And to be quite honest with you, the day and age of putting the titles on giant men like that is just long gone. When I look at, especially Brock, it's the same thing with Brock Lesnar. The championship should signify the best of what you do. Neither Braun Strowman nor Brock Lesnar are the best at anything. So I don't know why we're wasting time talking about a Universal Championship match when the WWE Championship has always been the number one title in the company, and the Universal Championship is nothing but a fucking piece of shit. It is worthless. Fucking my belly button lint is worth more than the fucking Universal Championship. It's just fucking, it's a joke. It's nothing but a fucking comedy skit, the Universal Championship. So why the fuck would anybody care about Baron Corbin losing his authoritative power on Monday Night Raw? Who fucking cares? Who cares about Braun Strowman going into a match with Brock Lesnar again? Who cares? He's got destroyed by Brock Lesnar. Gotten destroyed by Brock Lesnar. How many times now? You want to see Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman again after 5 F5s? Over. It's over. It's done. I don't give a shit. We're not expecting some fucking 5-star classic with Strowman and Lesnar. Spare me. Now, I do have news on both of these individuals. I do have news on these guys. Baron Corbin, we all know Braun Strowman might not even be there. Like I mentioned, it could be a red herring for WWE. They could be feeding shit to the dirt sheets ultimately, and we see Braun Strowman come out, and he's ready to go, or he's one-armed. I hope that's not the case because you shouldn't be burying talent like that, no matter how much you want to get them off of Monday Night Raw in their authoritative power situation. But we're going to find that out on Sunday night. We don't know what's going to happen. There were rumors that John Cena, like I mentioned, he's not going to be there because he's in Hollywood. I read a report that John Cena is not obligated to wrestle in WWE because of his Hollywood insurance policies, because he's filming. Same thing with The Rock. John Cena is trying to become the second coming of The Rock in Hollywood. It's not going to be John Cena. I heard Bray Wyatt. If they wanted it to be Bray Wyatt, they should have played some sort of storyline on Monday Night Raw. So if it's Bray Wyatt, at the end of it, when he arrives on TLC, you're going to have the fucking imbeciles. Oh, look, Bray Wyatt's coming back. Bray Wyatt's here. Oh, look how exciting. There's no answer as to why Bray Wyatt is there. There's no logic to why Bray Wyatt is there. Now, if they automatically mentioned that Braun Strowman is not going to be at TLC, he needs to be replaced, then that would have opened it up for something like that happening. But you're not going to bring out Bray Wyatt with no planning, because if you do, Bray Wyatt is going to feel like he was 6 months ago, directionless. You're going to be excited to see him for 10 minutes, and then it's going to be a complete waste of time, and he's going to go right back to being worthless. You don't want to do that. So I don't know what's going to happen here. We'll find out Sunday night, and I'm not really here to guess either. Like I said, it's WWE more than likely throwing you a red herring, and he's going to really be there, and he's going to take what he believes is his, another match with Brock Lesnar. Now, Baron Corbin had this to say on social media. I threw this in here because I found this to be quite entertaining. Now, Baron Corbin was interviewed by Booker T for his Heated Conversations podcast, where he addressed how toxic social media has become. Corbin explains that social media is a necessity for wrestlers, but anyone that glances through their Twitter accounts primarily just see negativity. In a world that is constantly becoming more reliable on digital and social media outlets, the majority of the wrestlers from the past, the present, and the future create accounts to interact with and make more fans while they advertise matches, appearances, and promoting their own brand. It's the way the business world works. This is what Corbin had to say. And I quote, "It gives a bunch of idiots," so he's calling the fans idiots, Now, I don't know if he's in character or not. I've always heard that Baron Corbin remains in character, so he might just be in character here. So I'm going to give him a little benefit of the doubt here. It gives a bunch of idiots, in reality, an opinion. They don't know how to express it appropriately. The language, the insults, all of those things, it just makes the world seem so unhappy. If you read the Twitter feed, it seems like everyone in the entire world is beyond miserable. But I think now, unfortunately, it's a necessity. It's a form of exposure and advertisement. My Instagram, my Twitter is a form of advertisement for my business and what I do. Yeah, my brand. It is, but it's crazy how negative it is to everything. I was telling somebody when I was coming out of the car that 20 people could say, Baron Corbin should wear a red shirt tonight on Raw, and if I wore a red shirt, those same 20 people are like, no, he looks terrible, it should have been blue. There's no pleasing anybody, and I think social media just gives people a place to say what they want because there is no repercussions for their actions. If you took all these people that said all these things to me on the internet and put them in front of me, their attitude changes incredibly quick. Just because Twitter fans are the loudest, it doesn't mean they are the majority, end quote. Now, I agree with him some on that. Like all these fucking people that do it to me, they would not have the goddamn fucking balls to say it to my face because I'm always going to be surrounded by friends or people, and they would ultimately get their fucking face beat in. So nobody's going to say anything to me because when I'm at these major events, and I only show up at the major events, I'm usually with a crew. So you're not going to do that. And if I hold a meet and greet, you think 30, 40, 50 of my fans are going to let you fucking come in there and talk shit? No, man, you're going to get a fucking glass bottle broken over your fucking head. So go fuck yourself. So I understand where he's coming from, man. Their attitude changes quick. You could talk all this shit on social media, but then that's the same person that'll go to a meet and greet and be like, oh, Mr. Corbin, I really adore you on Monday Night Raw. You're doing so great on Monday Night Raw. As the GM, you're really thriving in that role, man. You know? I wouldn't go to those things because I'm not fake. I'm not fake. I would tell him as it is. I would tell him, listen, man, I've said this about Baron Corbin. The role has been great for him. It's been very beneficial to him. But him as a character, I just don't find any interest in Baron Corbin. He's not going to make me get up and watch Monday Night Raw every week if I'm a casual fucking fan. That's just the facts. But to call your fans idiots or the people on social media idiots, no, man, you should look at the fucking company who's giving us garbage. We have every right to fucking complain about the shows. Every fucking right to complain about the shows because they are garbage. And WWE does not listen to the fans. So that is our only outlet. And if it's the only outlet, then we're going to use that outlet to its extreme nature. Believe me. But yes, I use social media to advertise for my business, my brand, and to get new exposure, new eyes, new ears, everything I can, man. It's the way of the world right now. There are people who use it negatively. And Triple H has mentioned this, man. There's classes for it at the PC when they all enter NXT. Social media classes. How to use social media properly. I use social media to express my fucking opinion. While I express my opinion, I'm building my brand. So I'm using it the right way. I have every fucking right to voice my opinions on Raw and SmackDown. Nobody's going to tell me otherwise. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not fucking atting anybody. I'm just in my own little bubble fucking talking about what I love, what I want to see change, what I think they need to do better. Right? But some people use social media as negative. Like all these fucking super fan accounts and these fucking crazy fucking people with wrestler avatars and wrestler headers trying to disguise themselves and fucking hide their face. The people don't put their face on social media. They hide behind a fucking wrestler face Twitter account. Or they remake a Twitter account to act like that wrestler, but also act like themselves without showing their real identity. Those people are the fucking cancer of the world. Those are the fucking people that I think Baron Corbin's talking about. Lame-ass, cheesy, cringe, no-life virgins who probably live at home, who have nothing better to do. You know, if you're a guy, you've never seen a fucking pair of tits in your entire life. If you're a girl, you're probably some fucking 400-pound heifer, some fat fucking slob who can't get a fucking date, who can't get a fucking guy to look at you, otherwise he turns to fucking stone. Those are the fucking people behind those accounts. Believe me. Believe me. Okay? So go on a diet, have a salad, honey, and to the fucking virgins out there with the Dorito fucking fingertips and the same guys that sweat on Call of Duty, the fucking pimply face fucking going into fucking lunchroom, sitting at the table all by yourself, dreaming of the fucking date with the prom queen. Yeah, that's you. That's you. Go get some fucking Clearasil. Go get some fucking Proactive. Whatever you gotta do. Go to the gym, put on some muscle, right? Fucking have your balls drop and fucking grow a pair. Moving on. Then they want to fucking, oh, JD's a fucking asshole. Who the fuck does he think he is that he can rock me on social media? Don't act like a fucking prick. Right? All the people that want to come to me, oh, JD is lame. He's pathetic. You don't think I see that? You don't think I see? I got fucking 25,000 people following me on social media, on Twitter. I got 103,000 people listening to me on this fucking channel. 103,000 people have taken the time out of their day to subscribe to my show. You don't think I see what's being said about me? Really? People making videos on YouTube about scrolling. There's a fucking idiot out there who has an hour-long video scrolling through my Twitter account, giving reactions to everything that I post on Twitter. If that is not a fucking virgin, I don't know what is. He spent an hour of his evening looking at my Twitter. Man, can you swing from the hairs on my balls anymore? Are you Tarzan? You might as well be. Those are the fucking people. I fucking hate them. Moving on. Moving on, man. Well, let's finish this review. I don't know where the fuck I went off into that rant, but whatever the case may be. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship. If anything, this should have been a fucking ladder match because this feud is completely fucking dead. This feud is dead. Now, I ranted on this on part 1. I don't want to fucking go into this again, but Seth Rollins came out on Raw this week and delivered a very strange promo, mocking the fucking fans. It wasn't Rollins mocking the fans. It was WWE mocking the fans and using Rollins and Corbin as a catalyst. That's what it was. He talked about the ratings and the way that they've just sunk lower and lower, the lowest that they've ever been. Essentially, WWE is admitting that the show hasn't been popular, right? And he was hitting all the bullet points as to what's wrong with the show. Piss jokes, toilet humor, the revival being buried, Baron Corbin being a failure as GM, fan morale and wrestler morale in the locker room being at all-time lows, all this other shit, right? You think Rollins went out there, and then there's some people out there that honestly think, well, Rollins went out there and stuck up with the fans. What do you think, Rollins went off script? You think Rollins went off the script, you fucking clown? No, he was written that by Vince McMahon because Vince knows everything that's wrong with the show, but he refuses to change it. And then Baron Corbin acting like Vince McMahon in the same fucking promo, the same guy who wrote the fucking promo. I don't care what you think. I don't care what these people think. I don't care what they think in the back. This is my show. That's exactly the vibe of the fucking promo. So Mike Johnson noted on PW Insider that there could have been a few different ideas for this segment. Each of his theories is interesting in a different way. I wonder what his theories are. It was said that the purpose of this segment might have been a wink-wink, nudge-nudge from Vince McMahon to the viewers, where they admitted that they are aware Raw hasn't been good recently and they're turning it around. No, that's not the reason. That's not the conclusion of this promo. Then there are a couple of other possibilities that aren't so helpful for us, the fans. Mike Johnson says, and I quote, it could have been the company losing their minds and put their thumb in the eye of the audience and saying we acknowledge it, but we don't care. Or it could be just that they decided to do all this talk and see all the talk online, and they could transfer this to Heat or Baron Corbin as Heat. Exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. Yet I got irrelevant YouTube channels making fucking videos about me indirectly, saying that I'm fucking losing my mind. How could you say he mocked the fans? We got a great main event. I don't give a fuck what type of main event. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit if Kenny Omega was in the main event. I don't give a shit if Kenny Omega gave you a fucking 8-star classic with Okada in the main event. If the rest of the fucking 2.5 hours of that fucking show were complete garbage, then the show overall was a garbage. Because what does that mean, you fucking idiot? That means one segment out of 15 was good. To me, do your math, that's not a good ratio. It's exactly what I said. The company didn't lose their minds. They're mocking the fans. And they're using Rollins as Corbin as catalysts. It was a very interesting thing to hear Rollins talk about Raw and all its problems. In the end, there has to be a reason for his speech where he essentially buried the Raw product. No, there's not a reason. There's not a productive reason for it. WWE is out of ideas, so they were like, how could we write this week's show and not really worry about what's going on. Let's look through the Twitter accounts and write this and put this in the script and put this in the script and put that in the script. There you go. You got your opening 20 minutes of the show. That's all it was. And then they gave you a TLC match at the end because they need ratings desperately. It was a desperate attempt for ratings. Raw was good. SmackDown was garbage. SmackDown was trash. Right? I gotta see the tweets. I gotta get the tweets sent to me. Whoever likes SmackDown Live should be drowned with their cats. Go fuck yourself. Raw was garbage. Raw was trash. These are the same people that told me Survivor Series was garbage. Listen, I know SmackDown got swept at Survivor Series, but you're gonna headline Survivor Series with a great Nakamura Rollins match, Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte, great match, Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar, great match. That was a WrestleMania quality match. That's a thumbs up show to me, if you ask me. Fuck out of here. Raw is trash. Nothing on that show emits positivity. And I will not be positive about Monday Night Raw or anything that they say until change is legitimately made. You're going to say something like that? You better fucking give me an end result. You better have plans to fix everything that you mentioned. Otherwise, it's nothing but words. Right? What do they say? Actions speak louder than words. I guess everybody forgot. Right? All they want to hear, they want to hear, and then they want to accompany that with, yeah, this was a good show. You don't back it up with actions, you're a fucking loser. Get me the fuck out of here, man. Rollins and Ambrose. Who gives a shit? Rollins' promo was trash. Ambrose is going to win the Intercontinental Championship. Why? Because I said it from the beginning. This feud didn't need the Intercontinental Championship. The feud is dead. This gimmick by Ambrose is fucking horrendous. Has nothing to do with the title. So what the fuck is the title doing on Rollins? Rollins is probably going to win the Royal Rumble. Go on, fight Brock Lesnar. Does he really need the IC title? Let's get it on somebody like Elias or a Finn Balor or maybe, I don't know, out of left field, Apollo Crews. Somebody. Rollins doesn't need the title. This feud doesn't need the title. Ambrose is going to win the title. Simple as that. Finally, guys, the main event. Actually, Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax. I forgot about this one. Jesus Christ, man. I want to get the fuck out of here. Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax. Nia Jax is going to lose. Does anybody really think Nia Jax is going to win? Now, there's a reason why Nia Jax cut a long promo on Raw and made our ears bleed. There was a reason for that. This week on Raw, Jax came down and cut a lengthy promo talking to her fist. She pretty much owned the segment with her words. However, the actual intention of the promo was not supposed to be like that. Alexa Bliss announced this segment on the previous Friday, and WWE's intentions were for her to carry the angle. Now, the Wrestling Observer newsletter said that Bliss wasn't feeling well, and she was under the weather with a bad cold at the time, so the segment was changed. Oh, she has a little cold and she can't speak. Fuck out of here, man. How much more babying do we need for Alexa Bliss? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, this is the woman that you want to hang all your fucking hopes and prayers on for the women's division on Monday Night Raw. Give me a fucking break. She left the ring right before this got started between Jax, Tamina, and Ember Moon and Ronda Rousey. Who the fuck cares? Nia Jax is going to lose. Ronda Rousey is going to win. Tap out will occur at TLC. Finally, guys, Becky Lynch. We got Charlotte and we got Asuka in the main event, the TLC match. First time ever. TLC match for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, main eventing TLC. If it's not, they got some fucking issues backstage in WWE. Well, listen, there's not much more I could say, honestly, after what I said in the beginning. Just attribute what I said in the beginning to my thoughts on this. You know, the one thing here that I do like is that Asuka is being brought back into the fold as a top priority. That's what I like here. Okay? Everything that I had to say in the beginning of this podcast with Becky and Charlotte, you know, I'm not going to reiterate here. If you want to go back and listen to that, by all means, go back and listen to it. But Becky is going to lose the title. Asuka is going to win the title. That's what I think is going to happen. I would rather it go to Asuka or Charlotte. I would not mind either one of them. But I would rather Charlotte win the title because I don't want Charlotte and Becky in the Royal Rumble competing for the same thing when that should be Becky's alone. That's my thought on that. If they give it to Asuka, then Charlotte, no doubt about it, is going to have to find a way to Ronda Rousey through the Royal Rumble, as is Becky Lynch. Yes, it does add a sense of unpredictability, but Becky's main event should be Becky's main event. That's the way I feel about that. So I'm going with Asuka because I know WWE's not going to stray from their original plans. Yeah, we got Becky. We're not supposed to get Becky, but that doesn't mean WWE's going to take out Charlotte. My ultimate dream scenario is Charlotte wins this match, and Charlotte and Asuka are set up for WrestleMania while Becky gets Ronda. But I'm going with Asuka because WWE's not removing Becky or Charlotte from their plans. They have to put Becky in there, and they're going to give you Charlotte because that's who they want. Other than that, I do have some news and notes here on Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was actually interviewed by Ariel Helwani, and she says she dreams of the WrestleMania main event with Ronda Rousey every single night. Now, she was on the Ariel Helwani show. She said, hopefully it will lead to bigger and better things. They want to see me and Ronnie. They do want to see it on a bigger stage, and WrestleMania is that stage. Becky then went on to say she goes to bed thinking about the WrestleMania main event, and if she had a vision board, it would be on that too. She said, this is the fight people want to see and the fight people care about. It's the one people care about most, so it should be the main event. So she's lobbying for herself here, and she's being very open and candid with Ariel Helwani. Lynch has said that she has a ton of respect for Ronda, and she brought women's MMA to a point where we've never seen it before. Being the champion is about getting tested, and Lynch has been tested time and time again as she expressed doubt that Ronda Rousey would be able to experience the same with such positive results. Lynch said Rousey is driven backstage and talks to everyone. Lynch also says that she wants it to go well, but since everything has come so easily for Rousey, Lynch can't wait to be the one to put the Raw Women's Championship in her place, or champion in her place. WWE could very well be planning a showdown between Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey soon enough, but if you ask Lynch, WrestleMania is only suitable for this match at this point. She went on to then also mention that people with half the skill and passion get ahead of her in WWE. Now, in the same interview, she said, it is a bit what I always envisioned, but it's what I've been working for since I was 15. She then continued to say it took a lot of self-belief to get there. She would make it a little further, and then something would happen to take her off track, so she's preserved her ability to make herself the man. It's the small steps, the little steps. It's moving forward, whether I'm working out or whatever I'm doing, Lynch said. She keeps moving, and it's all about the action she puts forth along the way. Becky said that Money in the Bank was a huge changing moment for her and the fans reaction every time she climbed the ladder got her over in a big way. She saw people with half the skill and half the passion getting more opportunities than she would, and she had to step it up and actually grab the moment. That brass ring is something she's still clutching onto as she rolls into TLC this Sunday. Man, I didn't listen to the interview as a whole, but I found those two excerpts, and I wanted to put them in here because it goes exactly with what I'm telling you. You know, we want to be with Becky Lynch. We want to cheer Becky Lynch, and this is Becky fucking craving a moment for the first time in her career like this. She's never been given the opportunity. And if WWE fails Becky Lynch in this, there's really no hope for anybody else. And the whole political landscape of WWE is exactly how I talk about it here. If you're on their good side, if you're the chosen ones there, then you're going to get everything that you've ever dreamed of. If you're not in their plans and you're manufactured by the fans and not by the company, they'll give you a little, but ultimately you're not what they want. And it's sad. It really is sad. I don't know how anybody could boo this woman. I don't know how anybody could be against this woman, really. If WWE doesn't do the right thing, man, there's going to be a lot of people outraged on social media and a lot of people outraged with the company. If it's not Becky and Ronda. You know, WWE is hanging on hope that they'll be okay with Charlotte being added. Charlotte's never going to be accepted. And Charlotte, that may be actually, you know, I don't want to go out on a limb and say it, but I could definitely see Charlotte, you know, being in that situation and it being a career-defining moment for Charlotte in a negative way. She's not wanted there. And WWE has to be careful for that. I'm going with Asuka. Because I just don't think WWE is pulling Charlotte from their plans whatsoever. Charlotte's my ideal winner because it makes sense for Becky to win the Royal Rumble and get that moment by herself. I just don't see it happen. Asuka's going to win the SmackDown Women's Championship, and she is going to be finally the Empress on SmackDown Live. I'm getting out of here, guys. Thank you so very much. And if you guys care at all about my fucking Mix Match Challenge, I'm going with Carmela and R-Truth. But even then, are they really going to be number 30 in their respective Royal Rumble? Like, are you excited to see R-Truth come out at number 30 in the Royal Rumble? Give me a fucking break, man. Anyway, that's my preview and predictions for the TLC pay-per-view, man. Thank you guys so very much for everything. If you guys want to support the podcast, remember, barbershopwindow.com/offthescript, harrys.com/script for your free trial, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Your JD Club t-shirts available now at bonfire.com. Link is down in the comments section below, pinned at the very top. And follow me on social media, man. JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below and follow me on Patreon. Patreon.com/JD from NY206, man. Thank you guys so very much. No Off the Script on Sunday. I am going to be recuperating from the House of Glory show that I'm doing commentary for. And I'll see you guys for TLC on Twitter. I'll see you guys for the TLC official review right here after the show goes off the air. Thank you guys so much, man. Remember, 2,500 likes is the goal. I'll see you guys for TLC. I'll talk to you later.